Hello, welcome to the Opinionistics. I'm your host, John Malone, and this episode, no co-hosts, because reasons, as always, I guess. Introducing from somewhere in South Carolina, Bjorn Leeson.
Hey, how you doing today?
Great. So, what is it that you do for a living?
To feed myself, I work in scrap recovery of copper and aluminum, and writing is for fun.
Alright then. And out of these two jobs and or opportunities, which of the two do you enjoy doing most?
Oh, absolutely, writing.
Very nice. What inspired you to take the path that you are on right now?
Well, I've always liked to write. To me, writing is the purest form of communication because there's no confusion. You know, when you speak words verbally, there's a lot of ways they can go that you didn't mean, and then add that to the fact that I find just about everything interesting. I research all kinds of stuff, mainly history. History's my favorite, but psychology, supernatural, archaeology, just about any ology out there, I find it interesting. So reading a lot in that regard and added to just a little bit of creative spark led to creative writing, which I got into recently. It was always technical writing before that, but it's interesting, very fascinating adventure this has been for me.
Fantastic. Are there any jobs or opportunities you haven't done yet that you would like to do someday?
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff. Go to space, all kinds of stuff. Just about everything fascinates me in some way. But I think realistically, uh, manufacturing to feed myself and see where this writing goes for me. I think those are the two I can bank on. Plus the hobby farming. Me and the wife have a little hobby farm here. That's fun too as well. But that doesn't make money. That costs money, but it's fun.
Yeah, indeed. Where was the furthest you traveled to from where you were originally from?
Oh, okay. Well, we did go to took a whirlwind adventure of all of Great Britain in 2006. My wife and I and some friends. That was fascinating because I've never been out the country, before. That was fun. I enjoyed the heck out of that. I was wore out when I got back, but it was 2 solid weeks of just hitting everything we could hit. That was fun. I enjoyed it.
Fantastic. If someone wrote a book about you, what do you think its title would be?
Probably a very boring guy that does lots of stuff. Not overly exciting person, but I do dabble in lots of things. Like I say, everything's interesting somehow if you look at it long enough.
Yeah, of course, it could get an audience that we could never thought possible. Would you rather speak all languages or talk to animals?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think I would rather speak all languages. That would be awesome.
Yes, I certainly say the same. Would you sleep on the wall or sleep on the ceiling?
Ceiling. Let's say ceiling. That way I can look straight down.
Yes, of course. And all the floor space too. What could you give a 40-minute presentation on without any preparation?
Mm, Probably genealogy. I think the just relationships, how people are connected, how many generations there really are in humanity. A lot of stuff there that you wouldn't think there would be.
Yeah, of course. If your mind was an island, what would it look like?
Ooh, every climate you can imagine. There would be desert. There'd be on one side there would be forest in the middle. There would be mountain, snow-capped mountains on the other side. Everything. There would be a little bit of everything there.
Sweet. How much time do you spend on the internet?
On the internet proper, probably maybe an hour a day. The rest of it, I'm on the computer, but it's writing or doing something else.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I can't say the same. I usually spend my time on the phone or iPad.
Yeah, yeah, just like now.
Yeah, exactly. It's our way of life, I guess. How did you spend your last birthday?
My last birthday. I don't, I don't put a lot of stock into birthdays, so I can't even remember to be honest with you. It probably involved eating pizza and doing something on the farm.
Okay, cool, cool. What was the last book you've read?
I don't actually. I don't have a whole lot of time to read books. Mine, the ones I've been writing, but probably would have been Game of Thrones. Would be the last one I actually sat down and read. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't read often either, but I would like to, because it's good for the brain.
Oh yeah, keeps you stimulated. Other people's thoughts make you think. Well, how would I act to that, or what do I think about that? Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. If you could see one movie again for the first time, what would it be?
The first time, Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars, the original Star Wars movies.
Ah, yes. That's a good movie.
Very much so. it
Yeah.
it it stuck in my mind because I remember I was, not very old at the time and went with the family, and I just remember keeping in mind the whole story was brand new at the time when Darth Vader turned good, so to speak. The entire audience just went crazy, and I still remember that. That was wild, and I thought that would be cool to experience that again.
Yes. Absolutely. And brilliant too, I might add.
Yeah,
Yeah. What was the largest thing you have ever witnessed?
largest thing. Can't really think of anything right off the top of my head. Nothing that I've witnessed personally. I'd stay to myself.
Sweet. Have you met anyone famous?
No, no. Local famous, but anybody would hear of outside, or anybody would know of outside of here. No, kind of a
Yeah,
homebody.
fair enough. I know a few local celebrities. Maybe a few that's known nationally in my country, but otherwise mostly known in my city.
Yeah. Who was yours?
Uh, well, to be honest, I do recall this one woman. Uh, she's in Doctor Who at the moment, and well, I remember she and I did a thing at the Royal Exchange, which is like a theatre in the city centre,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, we done that together. It was pretty good. But before that, she went to the same high school as my sister, and my sisters and yes, and her friend groups kind of merge at some point.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
If you could
Maybe one.
host a talk,
Oh,
go
sorry.
on.
Go ahead. No, I'll just say
No, no.
maybe one day I'll meet somebody famous.
Yep. We all will get there. If you could host a talk show, who would you have on?
I'm assuming living, right?
Well, it could be someone that is deceased as well. But yeah, whatever floats your boat, I guess.
I'd like to talk to Tolkien. I think his insights would be awesome about how he came. to write his stories he wrote with the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit and everything. I know you can read about how he got there, but it seems to be a lot of missing stuff. I'd like to know.
Good point. Good point. It's always good to know more because, well, we all crave for some answers from mysteries.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yes. Have you ever thought about taking an opportunity? Okay, actually, I know what question it is I want to ask now. If you were chosen to colonize a new habitable planet, would you take that offer?
Oh, absolutely. Would love it. I always joke
Nice.
with the wife. She grew up in a military family, so she's used to moving around all the time. My family, not so much, but my dad's side, they did move. They just followed the frontier here, over here. It's just wherever the frontier was at, that's where they went. And I always told her I would be try to be the first of my family on another planet.
Nice. Very good. That'll be quite an expedition.
Oh, imagine the stories I could write about that. That'd be something.
Oh yeah, that'll be pretty good. What improved your life quality so much you wish you did it sooner?
Uh, it might be the writing, to be honest. Like I say, I've written technical stuff before, but this is the first time I really got to let my imagination run wild and write it, and actually try to put it out there for other people to read. And it's been, I mean, we'll see where it goes, but it's been extremely fulfilling for me. I kind of in a way wish I had started sooner, but on the other hand, the life experiences maybe is what made it work now, and maybe it wouldn't have worked before now. But yeah, I would have to say that's it. I would like to have tried writing creatively sooner.
Nice, nice. What kind of music do you often listen to?
Oh, it's a little bit of everything. I listen to old country western. I listen to 30s jazz, folk, Irish folk. I mean, you name it. I listen a little bit of everything.
I feel the same way. I also have a wide range of music tastes, such as classical, house music, pop, of course. Who doesn't?
Right, right.
Uh, coup a few country songs as well, apparently, which is very nice. And wait, did I mention classical? Because I really like that.
Yeah, yeah. I do like
Yeah,
a
I
few.
really love classical.
There's a few of them I like to play every once in a while. I get to in the Hall of the Mountain King. I like 1812 Overture, the whole thing, not just the part everybody else listens to. It's there's a lot of good stuff there. It really it generates your mind. It really gets it flowing, and you start thinking of cool stuff.
Yes, yes. Couldn't agree more. Have you heard of a drink called banana frite?
No, I've not heard of that. Is that good?
Yeah, it's good. It's a banana flavored milkshake slash smoothie that has all the tingling sensations in the world.
Okay, that sounds fascinating. Where do you get it?
Yes. Yeah, it sure does. Would you rather not be able to open closed doors or not be able to close open doors?
I think I'd rather not be able to close open doors.
Yes.
That would
Leaves yourself open to opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. And if something bad's coming through, I can run, so it's all good.
Yes, absolutely. And brilliant too, I might add. What silly or funny thing are you afraid of?
I can't think of anything. I know we talk about this, amongst my friends and all about what scares you, and I always say the same thing. I said it's either bears, tornadoes. Those are really the only two things. I don't Spiders don't bother me, snakes don't bother me. Bears and tornadoes. Can't get away from a bear or tornado.
Yes,
Don't know,
very
don't know that
true.
that's silly, but that's mine.
Yeah, I definitely understand. The bears, of course, they are menaces, I must say. And as for the tornadoes, yeah, there's no running away from them. It's over. It's
Oh, no,
over.
no doubt. I mean, being here in South Carolina, we get hurricanes all the time, but you know those are coming 5, 6 days in advance. Tornado, no idea. Here it is.
Uh-huh. Yes. It's quite the breeding ground for all natural disasters.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. What is something that needs to be modernized?
I think mail carriers. I'm not sure that postal mail is even a thing anymore. It doesn't seem to be. I get a lot of junk mail, but that's it. All important stuff comes on the internet.
Yeah, of course. Do you know a guy named Joe?
I did. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I do know a guy named Joe. I used to work with him. Very interesting
Okay,
fellow.
nice. Very nice. Who was the funniest person you've met?
Probably another gentleman I used to work with. He's
Joe Mama?
yeah. No, no, no. He's clinically insane, I think, but he's entertaining as hell. So
Sweet. What's the most comfortable piece of clothing that you own?
nice pair of pajama pants. Go out. I live on a farm, so I don't have to worry about offending the neighbors. But I could go out in the yard. I could sit on the couch, go to sleep in them. Perfect. Perfect rainy situation.
Fabulous. And fantastic, I might add. Who was the last person you've talked to?
Not counting you, probably my wife. She came home early for work, and I was telling her about the interview coming up and just what little bit went on at work this morning before I came home.
Fantastic. If you were to travel back in time, what decade would you want to live in?
Mm, that's a hard one because I could think of 1,000 different ones I would love to do. I would have to say turn of the century, early 1900s, I think.
Hmm. All right then. If you could get an exotic pet, what kind of a companion would you like to have?
I think it would have to be if I had the room for it, and we talked about getting one. Uh, mini Highland cow, the little furry cows, the little half-size furry cows. I think that would be awesome, and I'd find a way to let them get in the house if I could.
Hmm. All right then. What superpower do you wish you could have?
A perfect memory. If I had a perfect memory, that would be all I needed. I don't need super strength. I don't need to fly. If I had a perfect memory, you could do so much with that. You photographic memory, you remember everything you see, you remember everything you read, you remember everything you hear. That would be perfect. Perfect superpower.
Brilliant. Fabulous. And terrific. How would you live your life in a zombie apocalypse?
On the run. I don't know. That's one of the circumstance would have to answer that one. I don't know. I would just do my best.
Fair enough, fair enough. What's the weather like where you are right now?
Oh, South Carolina, it's out of 365 days, 360 of them it's hot. So it's hot, muggy, and hot, muggy.
Hot muggy. That's something that I would never hear in the same sentence. It's either wet or very dry and hot when I go on holiday visiting family.
It is. I refer to it as pea soup. When you walk outside, it's like you're walking through warm water, and it's just the air. It's just the air here.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It's something, all right. What would you do if you found out you won the lottery?
Not tell a soul. That'd be the first thing.
Oh, yes, absolutely. The last
Probably.
thing you want, the last thing you want is people suddenly trying to be nice to you because you have a load of moolah now.
Oh, no doubt. I know I've seen shows. The guy wins the lottery, and all of a sudden, all these cousins he didn't know he has shows up wanting stuff. Oh yeah, no doubt. That's not good. But
Yeah, that's awful.
as far as a purchase, though, it'd have to be just the biggest piece of land I could afford.
What recent news story have you found most interesting?
Uh, Probably. There's a few of them. It doesn't sound doesn't sound exciting probably as I speak it, but they found a mastodon tooth in low country of South Carolina, which is pretty cool because that's not something you run across every day. Also, I like to keep up with all the new exoplanets they find, which I haven't done that recently, but not too long ago. We're up to, I think, 1,400 they found. So that kind of goes back to you. What planet would you go, or if you would live on another planet?
Nice, nice. What was the last funny video you've watched?
Hmm. I think it would be the fainting goat video. That was entertaining. The UPS truck shows up at somebody's house, and the caption is "UPS drivers can't drive." You don't notice it, but he actually backs into a fence post in this video. But there's fainting goats around, and all the fainting goats are falling over in the field because the UPS truck rides up. So you don't even notice he hits the fence. And he takes you 4 or 5 times to figure out what the video is even about. He hits the fence, but it's the fainting goats. Nobody can look away from the fainting goats. So I think that one had me laughing pretty good.
Yeah, nice, nice. What do you what do you disagree with most frequently?
Uh, what do I disagree with most frequently? Probably people that feel like they need to force you to see everything their way. I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves. We all were given free will and our own creative process, but we don't, as a human race, we don't always let people do that. We want to shoehorn them into what we want them to think. And I hate it. I try not to do it to others, and it's aggravating when people try to do it to me.
Yeah, I feel ya. What's your favorite season?
Oh, definitely. Well, South Carolina would be winter. That's only 6 days long, but I like the cold weather. I've always was born and raised here, always been here, but I don't like the heat. I would prefer it to be cold, so it has to be winter for me.
Fabulous. Have you ever saved anyone's life?
Not that I know of, no. But I've never taken one either, so I feel like I'm in a good shape with that.
Great. Have you ever thought about living off the grid?
Every day, I would love it.
Yes.
Maximum
Nice.
freedom.
Freedom!
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Would you rather be able to breathe underwater or have an agility of a cat?
Probably agility of a cat. Older I get, the less agility I have, so I think that one would be more important.
Ah, okay. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
It'd be a mountain somewhere. It'd be the mountains of Tennessee or the Scottish Highlands, one of those two.
Ah, the Scottish Highlands. I'd love to live there. It's just so scenic.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Yeah. Who would you switch lives with?
Nobody. I think I'm. pretty happy with the one I have. I don't think I'd switch with anybody.
Fair enough. If you had a year of free time to learn or hone any skill, what would you do?
I think blacksmithing. I think I'd enjoy that. I'd like the blacksmith, the old style blacksmithing.
Mm, nice. Which fictional item do you wish you owned in real life?
That's got to be a lightsaber. That'd be everyone's answer, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd certainly say lightsaber as well.
Think all the things you could do with that. Clearing land would be no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Flashlight,
Yes.
flashlight. I mean, it come in quite handy.
Yeah. If someone came up to you and said, "Hey, do that thing you do," what would be the thing that pops into your head first?
Don't know. Not really sure. That's a tough one. I don't have a signature thing I do that I can think of.
That's all right. Maybe someday you will find it.
Maybe one day. Yep.
Yes, absolutely. If you had to lose one of your senses, which would you choose to lose?
Eh, probably sense of smell. It's already halfway gone anyway, so I wouldn't miss it. Got to have everything else.
Good point. If you had to bury a treasure chest, where would you hide it?
Ah, good question. I don't know. Not sure where I would hide it.
Like anywhere?
Ah, I'd have to I'd have to tunnel under some rocks of some kind, like whether it's a mountain or a boulder.
Okay, that's a good answer. Not many people will reach down there.
That's true.
Yes. And that is all we have for this episode. It's great having you on, Bjorn, talking about manufacturing, writing a book, and all sorts of other things. It's been great.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And until next time, stay opinionated.